Hey, yeah! Congratulations, you made an amazing decision. It's a pleasure to work with you. I appreciate the opportunity. This video I'm making here is, my job is to prepare you for what to expect leading up to the project. And so I want to do that with this video. I hope you find it helpful, and I hope this makes it a little bit easier for you to transition into for your project to start. A couple things I want to go over with this. First of all, again, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm really focused on executing on a promise that I make to you, which is a quality project, quality paint job, and a great experience. And we always deliver that. So I think you made a great choice. I hope after this is all said and done that you feel the same way. So a few things I want to go over to get you ready for your project. The first thing I want to go over is going to be base camp. So when you signed the contract, or when you accepted the proposal and approved it, you're going to get several emails. You probably already have them if you're watching this. One is a thank you email, and the second is going to be an invitation to base camp, which is where we manage our projects. Now, I love base camp. It helps me stay organized because we do a lot of work in the area, and the more you do, the harder it is to stay organized. So we do it that way, so really it makes it easier for me and for you to communicate and know what's expected and know what to prepare for. So some things that are in Basecamp: after you create your username and password and you get logged in, you're going to see a lot of information: your address, your name, PO numbers. You're also going to see a checklist that I've prepared for all my clients that you should review just to give yourself an idea of what you need to do leading up to the project, because it is a partnership. So I believe in collaboration. That's where success is. So if we work together and we can get everything and get everyone on the same page and get everything ready, the chances of a great experience for all of us are going to be much higher. So I think it's important that you review the checklist, and if you have any questions, by all means give us a call and we'll clarify any questions that you might have. The next thing is going to be colors. So we also like to have you submit your colors in Basecamp, and the way you do that's pretty easy. In Basecamp, there's a post a message option in there. It's just kind of like sending an email or posting a new thread on Facebook. Very similar. You just hit post a message, title it colors, and then provide your color choices in that message. And I will be notified of that, and then I'll respond and acknowledge the fact that you've submitted your colors. I'll also assign you a task for colors and a date when those are due. And we usually like those to be to us the Wednesday before we start your project. I'm not a big stickler on that. It's just kind of a goal. It gives us enough time to turn it around and get it ordered and tinted and get ready for your job. So with colors, what I'll need from you is color code and name and sheen or finish. So color code, which is going to be for Sherwin-Williams paints, is going to be SW7025. The code is usually always a 4-digit number, and then the color name, like accessible beige or something. And then the finish is going to be eggshell, flat, satin. What my recommendations are for walls is going to be eggshell or low sheen, depending on what your preference is. For ceilings is always flat. Unless you're doing walls and ceilings the same color, I would then recommend doing walls and ceilings in low sheen. And then the other would be trim and doors, would be satin or semi-gloss, whatever your preference is. And then on closets, if we're painting closets, would be semi-gloss is what I'd recommend. And we usually just do those in white. So colors it's important to have those to us the Wednesday before we start, and provide color code, name, and then the sheen or the finish of the product or the paint that you'd like us to put on the surface. Okay, now the other thing with colors that's important is I get asked a lot to match what I currently have, especially on exteriors, sometimes on interior projects. Here's what my recommendation is for matching. And really it takes more work for you, the client, on the front end to take care of this the way that I like to do it. But it saves time and energy in the long run down the road if you try to replicate and match again or do touch-up work. So when you ask me to match, I recommend that you actually just go to Sherwin-Williams. They have a color, I guarantee it, that's really close to what you're looking for. Close enough that you'd never be able to even tell a difference. So go to Sherwin-Williams, pick a few colors that look right, to look pretty close to you, and then narrow it down to a few. Maybe grab a couple samples from them. They have samples, little sample quarts you can get, and they're about $5 a piece, I believe. And then apply it to the wall and see how close to a match it is. And then, you know, provide me with your final choice. The reason why I like to do it that way is, if you ever down the road want to repaint the same color or match, or sorry, touch up with that same, on that same wall or same surface, it's much easier to replicate a color code, name, and formula from a provider than it is to continually color match, because it's going to get further and further away from the original color as you move down the road if you keep trying to color match a color match. So the easiest way in the long run, in a long term, from a long-term focus or viewpoint, is going to be go to Sherwin-Williams, get a color code and a name, and provide that to me, and that's the best way to do it. For number of colors that I allow on an exterior, it's typically one, unless I'll always specify otherwise if it's a two-tone project, a two-tone color project. And then on the interior of the house, on a whole home repaint, I'll allot on a whole home I'll allot 3 wall colors, 1 ceiling color, and 1 trim and door color. On a partial home repaint, I'll do 2 wall colors, 1 ceiling color, and 1 trim and door color. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to lay out for you in this video. I hope that this was helpful for you. Again, my goal is to prepare you for what to expect, so that when we show up and we start working, you're not surprised. I don't like surprises when it comes to people being in my house either. So again, I hope it was useful. I really appreciate the opportunity to work with you. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me. I look forward to working with you. Thank you so much.